So shocking details have now been revealed about the recent circumstances that are related to Caroline Flack, and this is unfortunately very sad. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. Now coming at you with a trigger warning when it comes to the rest of the information that I'm going to inform you guys later on this video. If you guys don't want to listen to this video and the detail that I'm going to express, then please turn away now. Trigger warning. An inquest into her death at Poplar's coroner's court heard police attended after being flagged down near the property and gave CPR at the scene in a desperate bid to save her. But it has now been revealed that Caroline Flack died after being found hanged at her London home, an inquest heard today. The Love Island star 40 was tragically discovered by a friend at her flat in Stoke Newington on Saturday, as we all know. Members of Caroline's family were not present in court for the 5-minute hearing, which was adjourned until a full inquest hearing in August. An inquest is an investigation held by a coroner in a public court to establish the cause of a sudden or unexplained death. 2 months before her death, Caroline had been charged with assaulting boyfriend Lewis Burton, 27, as we all know, at their home in North London. Today's Caroline's mum, Chris, said the Love Island star had been surrounded by love, but ultimately the CPS show trial had been too much for her. Speaking for the first time since her daughter's tragic death on Saturday, Chris said Caroline was struggling with the hurt of injustice. Describing an unpublished Instagram post released by family today, her mum said it was describing how she was feeling and what she had gone through. No more than that, it was not blaming anyone or pointing any fingers. Now, for those of you who don't know, Caroline did obviously write something set to put out to the public. However, she was advised not to, but this is what she wrote and this is what it entails. On December the 12th, 2019, I was arrested for common assault on my boyfriend. Within 24 hours, my whole world and future was swept from under my feet and all the walls that I had taken so long to build around me and collapsed. I'm suddenly on a different kind of stage and everyone is watching it happen. I have always taken responsibility for what happened that night, even on the night, but the truth is it was an accident. I've been having some sort of emotional breakdown for a very long time, but I am not a domestic abuser. We had an argument and an accident happened. An accident. The presenter added that the reason she decided to write the message was because the family could not take it anymore. I've lost my job, my home, my ability to speak, and the truth has been taken out of my hands and used as entertainment. I can't spend every day hidden away being told not to say or speak to anyone. It was describing how she was feeling, what she had gone through, and she wanted people to read it, which is what her mum said. In the post, Flack continued, for a lot of people, being arrested for common assault is an extreme way to have some sort of spiritual awakening, but for me, it's become the normal. I've been pressing the snooze button on many stresses in my life for my whole life. I've accepted shame and toxic opinions on my life over 10 years, and yet told myself it's all part of my job. The presenter added that the problem with brushing things under the carpet was that the issues were still going to be there. One day, someone is going to lift that carpet, and all you are going to feel is shame and embarrassment. An inquest into Flack's death opened on Wednesday morning, and as I've just expressed, we've also found out that obviously she took her life through hanging, and that's exactly how it unfortunately happened. So of course a lot of impactful and stressful information out there. Not only have I expressed the way that she has unfortunately passed away, but also which to be honest with you is quite triggering with me, to be honest, personally speaking, but also we also have the letter that she wrote, the letter that she wrote, and that she's set to release to the public, but unfortunately it did not take place because she was advised not to. Now, a lot of this information is of course very intense and just very heavy to put out in a video. So if anybody is feeling suicidal, if anybody is feeling a certain type of way or anxious, depressed, there will be numbers linked in the bio below for any of you guys, just for ease of access. If any of you guys are feeling any type of way, you need some victim or Samaritan support as well, or domestic abuse support as well, both at hand, both different perspectives. If anybody is feeling any either way with this particular issue, the family obviously are very pressed with the CPS, the Crown Protection Service, because they were pushing with this particular case, even though her current boyfriend was saying that I'm totally fine, everything's fine. But the CPS's responsibility is to push cases forward if they have sufficient evidence, which they express, number one. Number two, when it comes to domestic abuse cases, the people who do get abused normally want to brush under the carpet themselves, and this is very common. And with factual information, it happens at an alarming rate. With the CPS knowing this, they wanted to carry this through. And also, one can argue that somebody else's mental health isn't the responsibility of the CPS. Your mental health isn't really a factor when it comes to trying to prove justice. When you are bringing justice to the forefront from your own actions as an individual, somebody's mental health is arguably not going to be considered. That's one perspective. The other perspective is the CPS should have known that Caroline Flack's mental health wasn't at a was quite troubled. So with them knowing that, they should know that a trial could perhaps push somebody over the edge as well. It's interesting how you look at it. It definitely is, but at the same time, you know, this is a domestic abuse case. I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that as well. And with sufficient evidence that what the CPS have claimed that they have, with the body cam footage and everything, I believe Caroline Flack and her friends was expressing that she was very worried that that footage was going to be released, you know, and that could have been pushing her over the edge. Who knows? When it comes to situations like this, there are always going to be variable factors, and to assume that's going to be this factor or just that factor is obviously, I feel like, very troublesome as well. There's just a lot of information within this particular video that can be just very, it's just very low and just damaging. And even the previous video I put out as well, a lot seems to be taking place. So of course, if you are feeling any type of way, if you're being abused yourself within a relationship, or whether you're feeling suicidal yourself, there will be numbers linked below for anybody that you would like to speak to. Let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to this particular video. Subscribe if you guys want to for daily and consistent content, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.